Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Review Flicks. We're going to be looking at the Coyote vs ACME movie coming from Warner Brothers that featured John Cena. And now that it's been cancelled, we're going to have a look at some of those reasons as to why that might be. So guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, stay up to date with all the movie news we have going on around here. And with that down, let's jump into this movie news. So guys, we're going to dive into this article here from comicbookmovie.com. Warner Brothers pulls a Batgirl and cancels Coyote vs ACME movie for tax write-off purposes. So, Warner Brothers has decided not to release Coyote vs ACME, which stars John Cena and was co-written by James Gunn, even though the film is 100% finished. Yeah, guys, so it's another case of a project being completely finished, but the studio doesn't want to release it. They're going to do a tax write-off as well. They seem to think that going the tax write-off, route is going to recoup more of their money rather than them trying to put it out, foregoing the marketing costs and all this kind of stuff. So it's easier for them to do a tax write-off. It looks like Warner Brothers is trying to, streamline their content on Max, their streaming service. And it looks like this doesn't fall under their kind of new plan to streamline their streaming service. So guys, let's keep reading and see if we can learn a little bit more about why this was cancelled. So, it appears that Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav took a page out of his own playbook after the studio decided to change course on Coyote vs ACME. The movie will be cancelled and stored in the Warner Bros. Vault, never to be seen again, as opposed to being released in theatres or on Max. According to reports, Warner Bros. Discovery will be able to write off $30 million of its $70 million production cost as a tax cut as a result of this decision. So yeah, guys, it makes more sense. Even though the movie is complete, it makes more sense for them to do a tax write-off because they're going to recoup $30 million of the $70 million production budget, rather than having to try and put it into theaters, paying, distribution, all the marketing costs on top as well. And then if it potentially flops, they're going to lose even more money. So it's easier for them just to do a tax write-off to recoup some of the money. But it's strange as to why they greenlit this project in the first place if they weren't going to put it out. They've obviously had a change of heart. And it's quite a strange story as to why you would greenlight this movie only to cancel it at the last minute and then tax write-off. It seems kind of weird. But hopefully we don't get more of this kind of tax write-off shenanigans, as they say, going forward, with DC and stuff like that, because we've had enough DC drama as it is. But hopefully we don't get any more of this. So if that sounds familiar, that's because Zaslav did something very similar with Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunt. So Coyote vs ACME was a project that was greenlit by Zaslav's predecessor. There we go, guys. So I stand corrected. So it wasn't Zaslav's regime. Obviously, he's come in, when Discovery obviously purchased Warner Brothers. It was beforehand, with the old regime that were running Warner Brothers. So they obviously greenlit it. And then, Warner Brothers Discovery, Zaslav, they inherited this project that they didn't actually make themselves. And so tax write-off makes more sense now. So it was greenlit by Zaslav's predecessor. It was originally slated to be released on July 21st, 2023. When it was pulled from Warner Bros. Discovery film slate, its release date was given to Barbie. Ugh, I hate Barbie. It's really not for me at all, guys. Yeah, I didn't like that movie whatsoever. So this movie is a bit more unusual than the Batgirl debacle because, according to reports, Coyote vs ACME was 100% complete and even received very high test screening scores. Guys, when it comes to test screening scores and audience scores and all this kind of stuff, take it with a huge grain of salt. More often than not, those kind of reports, they're not real, they're fake, they're made up completely. But if it is true that this movie was 100% complete, that means, all the CGI was done, all the post-production was done, music, visual effects, everything was done. It sounds kind of weird, doesn't it, that they wouldn't license the film out to another streaming service to make money on it. It seems very, very strange. But obviously, they know more what they're doing than me. Obviously, I'm not an executive for a movie studio, so a tax write-off seems like the most financially sound way to kind of recoup a loss from this movie. And that's what they've done. But it's a shame because, this was going to be a live-action hybrid with John Cena, the Looney Tunes, and, it was going to be really, really fun. Nothing too serious, just something, a little bit kiddie-like and just kind of, just fun and, kind of like a Space Jam movie. Everyone likes Space Jam, and there's kind of live-action crossovers with cartoon kind of movies. I think they're really fun. Where are we? According to Deadline, Hollywood sources, Amazon made an attempt to buy the movie from their Prime Video streaming service, but it appears that Warner Brothers Discovery believes that taking the tax write-off will yield better returns. Yeah, so that's what I was just saying, guys. That's the reason why they're not licensing it out to another studio or selling it to another studio, because they're still going to make more money doing the tax write-off. They obviously know what they're doing. They probably have good accountants over there. The figures obviously make more sense than selling it to another studio. So, in a press release, a Warner Brothers spokesperson wrote, "With the relaunch of Warner Brothers Pictures Animation in June, the studio has shifted its global strategy to focus on theatrical releases." That's always a great thing to hear, guys. Being movie fans, we want these studios focusing more on theatrical releases rather than, streaming services. I like streaming services as much as the next person, but theatrical is more important to me, because if you release a movie into the cinema, have a theatrical run, and then put it onto your streaming service after, it will always do better. Having that prestige of being a big screen movie attracts more people to your streaming service, so it's a win-win for everybody. So, with the relaunch of Warner Brothers Pictures Animation in June, the studio shifted its global strategy to focus on theatrical releases. With this new direction, we have made the difficult decision not to move forward with Coyote vs ACME. We have tremendous respect for the filmmakers, cast, and crew, and are grateful for their contributions to the film. So they don't say the specific reason as to why they don't want to put it out. Do they think the quality isn't good enough? Do they think that it's not going to be financially successful? There's a reason why they're obviously taking a tax write-off. It doesn't specifically say. And, obviously that's going to be behind the scenes kind of talk at the studio. Obviously, they're not going to allow the audience to be privy to what their reasoning is, because they don't want to badmouth their own movies. So I get that. But it's kind of frustrating not knowing what the actual core reason is for them not putting this movie out. I guess we'll never know. But it looks like they're recouping 30 million of the 70 million, so that's better than nothing. So Coyote vs ACME was directed by David Green and co-written by Sammy Birch, DC Studios co-chair James Gunn, and Jeremy Slater. The film, a live-action animation hybrid, similar to Space Jam, starred Will Forte, John Cena, and Lana Condor. According to reports, the story of the movie would have seen Wile E. Coyote from Looney Tunes file a lawsuit against the Acme company after using the company's products to try and capture the Roadrunner and failing for years. Yeah, guys, this premise sounds hilarious. Would it have been a case of Wile E. Coyote would have been in like a courtroom drama where you see Wile E. Coyote kind of in the court, kind of squaring off against John Cena as the lawyer, and kind of having this fun, almost kind of courtroom drama, but like a Looney Tunes style drama. I mean, that would have been kind of a cool premise, and I would have been excited to see that. That would have been fun. Where are we? Forte was set to play Wiley's lawyer, while Cena would have played Acme's CEO. That would have been fun. So he would have been like an evil kind of CEO guy. That would have been cool. With the news out on Coyote vs ACME, eyes are now turning to another Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up. I've never even heard of that, guys. Marketed as the fully first animated Looney Tunes film to be released in theaters, Warner Bros. Revealed at this year's American Film Market event expect to release the film in Q2 of 2024. Kind of like the June, July time, maybe something like that. So yeah, guys, it's going to be marketed as the first fully animated Looney Tunes film to be released in theaters. So if you are a Looney Tunes fan, guys, it's not all lost. There's a fully animated Looney Tunes movie coming out in the second quarter of next year. So we still got some Looney Tunes content to look forward to, guys. Don't be too disheartened of this news about the Acme movie. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of where we are. Just a short video, just kind of talking about this kind of this Coyote vs Acme movie that's now been cancelled. Had John Cena in there, a live-action animation hybrid. It sounded really fun. The premise sounded just, kind of switch your brain off. Nothing too deep, nothing too, over the top. Just a bit of fun, like animated Looney Tunes. Yeah, and I was excited to see it, guys. It's a shame. But like I say, there's another Looney Tunes movie coming out anyway, so not all is lost. But yeah, guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this news. Are you disappointed to hear this project's been cancelled? And what do you make of this news in general? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon.